What's up? My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Prod by Infinite. And today I'm gonna show y'all how I make LA style loops, kind of like in the style of Blast, Kalen, Girls Love Dev, MCM Raymond, all that kind of stuff. So let's get it.
Hey, go ahead, Infinite.
All right, so first off, I'm gonna be starting a GoFundMe to get me an iron. So my shirt ain't wrinkled like that, bro. Come on, man. Now that we're in FL Studio, I'm gonna show y'all how I did this loop right here. All right, so the first thing that I did was pull up this Noir piano right here, and I put in these chords. So when it comes to smooth LA melodies like this, you want to make sure that you're using more complex chords. So I would stay away from triads, which is basically when you just got the three little notes like this, like the little boom, bop, 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 thing like that. So what I did in this case is I made a seventh chord, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 notes in the chord that you're doing for the scale and everything like that. And then I just started adding notes just till it sounded cool. And then after that, I took that chord, copied it over, pitched it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 cents. And then I just started transposing the notes just so it sounded a little bit different. And then for the effects, all I did was just cut out the low end so we could save room for the bass and then boost up the high end, because it was just, for some reason, I felt like the piano wasn't really cutting it with the amount of high end that it had already. And then after that, I took those chords and I put it into the Korg MS-20 with the Rewind the Flute preset. And this is what that sounds like. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was a cool, like, little layer, a little texture and everything like that, make everything really full and everything. So all I did with that was just turn it down on the mixer channel a lot. And then I also brought in an EQ and I just turned it down. I really just tried suppressing this sound because I wanted it to sit in the background. So I ain't gonna lie, I actually just bought the MS-20 last night. This is the first loop that I made with it. So we're gonna be seeing it a lot in this loop. So after the pad, I opened up the MS-20 one more time and I got the Pulse OD lead. And then I just kind of put in this little pattern right here. And as you can see with these notes, I'm using a lot of call and response. So the call right here, waiting right here, then having responses like this, another call, space, response. Now I'm really utilizing the space in this melody just so I don't overdo or overcrowd anything else. Doing things like this is going to help create room for the artist, for the drums, and for other melodies that you want to put in there. Now, an easy way to make your synth leads twice as long is to actually take one little section that you make. So let's say, for instance, I made this right here. So we just take this, copy it over, and then just make small little changes everywhere else. So as you can see on the second half, it's basically the same type of structure, but it's just small little differences. Like I added this right here, and then instead of having these two notes right here, I ended up making it these two little runs. And then for the effects, I put on Valhalla Supermassive, and then I also put on this reverb right here. There you go, right there. Bow. And then once again, Korg MS-20, bow, bass line, you feel me? The boost bass is the one that I chose, and then I put in this little melody right here. I don't know why, but when it comes to LA stuff, I've really been enjoying like having the bass walk up in the melody. I just feel like it sounds real cool and real groovy and real funky and everything like that. So here's what it sounds like by itself. So I basically took the concept of the synth lead and I carried that over to the bass as well. So what I did was I just made one little pattern right here that I thought was cool and catchy and everything like that. And then copy it over. And then just make small little differences and changes on the other half. And doing little tricks like that can take your repetitive melodies and make them a little bit more catchy instead. And then I went into analog strings and I got the Morning Sun preset. And I turned off one of the layers, turned down the sound a lot. And I just did this little layer right here. Nothing too crazy. I just really wanted it to sit there in the background and just kind of help fill the loop out a little bit more. And then My favorite part of this whole loop is this little ARP synth run. I don't even know what to call this. It's just this little ear candy that I added at the end to kind of like make the loop transition better over into itself and just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just ear candy. It's just something that sounds cool. It doesn't really like contribute to the whole loop overall. So this sound is from the MS-20 once again. It is the Whistler preset. And all I did was go into the mixer channel, put on that Valhalla Supermassive, a whole bunch of delay. Usually when it comes to delays, I don't even really go over like 25%. That's kind of pushing it for me. But when it comes to this little synth ARP run kind of thing, you definitely want to make sure you have a lot of delay on it so it echoes out really well. And it also helps create the actual sound. So let me show y'all what it sounds like without the delay because it greatly affects how it sounds. You know what I mean? Just a huge, huge difference. And last but not least, y'all know I had to put in the little, you know what I mean? The little string hit, you know what I mean? You can find it in the Foundation drum kit. You know what I mean? You know the Foundation drum kit, the free drum kit I put out. Always in the link in the bio. Yeah, that drum kit. Actually, I'm going to put a first link in the bio right here on this video too. So if you like this sound, download that drum kit. Do yourself a favor. All right, with that being said, that's going to conclude the video. My name is Devin, also by Infinite, Pop by Infinite. And if you want to learn how to make loops like this, but with only stock plugins, click this little button right here. Or right here. I always be forgetting.